Welcome to Everyday Cooking. Today we are going to prepare halwa without ghee, without butter, oil and sugar. This will melt in your mouth and will taste so good. For the recipe, take 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. Add enough water and knead this into a soft dough. The dough is ready. Add 3 cups of water into this. Let us leave this for about 2 hours. After 2 hours, it will become very soft. You have to dissolve this in water. It is done. Let us filter this. So here we have prepared wheat milk out of wheat flour. Leave this undisturbed for an hour. After an hour, the water will get separated like this. Carefully, you have to remove the water alone. Remove the water as much as possible and give a nice stir. This is our thick wheat milk. To this add 2 cups of coconut milk. Give everything a nice mix. Next we are going to melt the jaggery. Take 2 cups of jaggery in a pan. Add a 1/4 cup of water into this. Heat this until it is completely melted. This is done. Set this aside. Now take a pan, add the milk we prepared. Start stirring this. You have to stir this continuously until it becomes thick. Once it is thick like this, you can filter and add the jaggery. Start stirring this again. No lump should be formed. You have to stir this continuously in low to medium flame until you get the halwa consistency. Here the coconut milk will get heated up and the coconut oil will get separated. Once you attain the halwa consistency, you can add few cashew nuts. Preparing halwa is a time-taking process. It will take more than an hour to get this consistency. You need some patience. Your hard work will not fail. This will taste so good. So here we have prepared halwa without oil and without single drop of ghee. Next, let us see how to do halwa with rava, semolina or suji. For this, we need a cup of semolina, that is suji or rava. To this, add 2 cups of water and let this sit for about 3 hours. This is after 3 hours. Give a nice mix. Mix this well and add 1 more cup of water. So in total for 1 cup of semolina we are using 3 cups of water. Next we are going to filter it and you have to filter this with a clean cloth. You need only the water, so filter it properly. Squeeze it well and collect the water. We are going to use only the liquid, and with this rava you can prepare dosas or kesari or even khichdi. You can find the link for those recipes in the description box. And here we have collected the semolina water. Let this aside. Next we are going to prepare 2 different sugar syrups. First, it is 3/4 cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of water. Let the sugar dissolve completely. Once the sugar dissolves completely, you can take it off the flame and keep it aside. Next, take half a cup of sugar and quarter cup of water. Here we are going to caramelize the sugar. This caramelized sugar will give a nice color and flavor to the halwa. Don't make it too thick, it has to be like this. At this stage you can switch off the flame. Now take the first sugar syrup. To this add the semolina water and the caramelized sugar. Start stirring this. You can stir this occasionally until it starts thickening. Once it starts getting thick, you have to stir this continuously. This is little thick now. At this stage, add 2 to 3 teaspoons of ghee. Again, start stirring. You have to stir this until you get the halwa consistency. Once it gets even more thick, you can add around 2 to 3 teaspoons of ghee. This is almost an halwa consistency. At this stage, we can add the fried cashews. For the fried cashews, take a teaspoon of ghee in a pan and add few cashew nuts. Fry them until it is slightly brown. This is ready. We can add this into the halwa. Start stirring this again. For the flavor, we can add a pinch of cardamom powder. Here the halwa is ready. You can see that it is not sticking to the sides. The halwa should be in this consistency because once it cools down, it will become even more thick. Now let us transfer this into another bowl. Grease the bowl with ghee. By doing this, you can avoid halwa sticking to the bowl. Now add the halwa into it. So here our rava, semolina or Sooji halwa is ready. Next, let us see how to prepare Bombay halwa. For the halwa, first let us prepare sugar syrup. Take 2.5 cups of water. To this add 2 cups of sugar. Let the sugar dissolve completely. So here the sugar has dissolved completely. In order to avoid the crystallization, we are going to add juice of half a lemon. Once the sugar gets dissolved, keep it on low flame for about a minute. Meanwhile, let us get ready with the cornflour mixture. Take 1 cup of cornflour. To this add a cup of water and give a nice mix. Measurements are very important for this recipe, so do follow the measurements correctly. Mix this well, no lumps should be formed. Coming back to the sugar syrup, bring it to a boil. Let us check for consistency now. You no need to go for one string consistency. It has to be sticky, that's it. Now the sugar syrup is slightly sticky. At this stage you can add the cornflour mixture. You can add a little color to this. Now start stirring this. Stir this continuously, it will get thick soon. Once it starts thickening, you can add around 3 to 4 tablespoons of ghee. You can add few chopped nuts, preferably almonds and cashews. It will not stick to the pan at one stage, so till that we are going to stir this continuously. So here you can see that it is not sticking to the pan, so this is a perfect halwa consistency. You can switch off the flame. Meanwhile, apply some ghee on a plate. Spread the halwa on the plate when it is hot. Flatten it and let this cool down completely. Once it cools down, it will become thick. You can cut them into small pieces or you can shape it as you wish. Our next recipe is Badam Halwa. For this, take around 1 cup of badam. This is quarter kg of badam. We are going to soak this in water for around 10 to 12 hours. After soaking overnight, the skin will become soft and it will come off easily. Remove the skin from all the nuts. This is ready. Now let us transfer this into a mixie jar. I'm going to add milk into this for grinding, but before adding the milk, I'm going to grind this once. Now let us add the milk and grind it again. Half a cup of milk, and the milk is already boiled and cooled down. Close it again and grind it into a fine paste. So our badam paste is ready. Now add 2 to 3 tablespoons of ghee in a pan. To this add the badam paste. Start stirring. You have to stir this for another 2 to 3 minutes. After 2 or 3 minutes, you can add the sugar. Add 1 cup of sugar. Start stirring this. The sugar has to melt. Once the sugar melts completely, I am going to add saffron milk. This is a pinch of saffron soaked in warm milk for about half an hour. You can use about quarter cup of milk for soaking. For the flavor, add a pinch of cardamom powder. You have to stir this until it becomes thick and non-sticky. This is a little thick now. At this stage you can add around 1 tablespoon of ghee. By adding ghee you can avoid alwa sticking to the pan. Now stir this continuously until the alwa stops sticking to the pan. And now you can see that the alwa is not sticking to the pan. At this stage you can switch off the flame. If you want more ghee, you can add it at this stage. Even without more ghee, this will taste so good. After our alwa is ready, you can top it with some few chopped badam and some saffron. Next is bread halwa. For this, first we are going to roast the nuts. Add a teaspoon of ghee in a pan. To this add assorted nuts. Here I have taken few almonds, pistas and cashews. Roast them well. The nuts are slightly brown and has got roasted well. We can take it out now. Already a teaspoon of ghee is there in the pan. To this add another teaspoon of ghee and add 6 slices of bread. Cut the bread into pieces and add into this. If you feel the ghee is little less, you can add another teaspoon. Now roast the bread well. The bread has to turn slightly brown, then only you will get a perfect color for the halwa. After roasting the bread, add 2 cups of milk. Mix everything well and try to mash the bread. The bread slices will quickly absorb the milk, so it will be easy to mash them. I'm going to use milk powder here, and if you don't want to use milk powder, go for another half a cup of milk. So we are adding half a cup of milk powder and half cup sugar. The sugar will melt and loosen this. If you are using milk instead of milk powder, it will take a little time extra to get the consistency. Other than that, the taste will be the same. Soak a pinch of saffron in a quarter cup of milk for 10 minutes and add into this. Stir this continuously. At one stage, this won't stick to the pan. Now you can see that this is not sticking to the pan. At this stage, add 1 teaspoon of ghee. Stir this continuously. Once this stops sticking to the pan, you can switch off the flame. Now this is ready. Switch off the flame and top it with roasted nuts. Let us transfer this into another bowl. Top this with nuts and few strands of saffron. Next, let us do milk halwa. For this, I am going to take 3/4 liters of milk. Bring this to a boil. Once it starts boiling, stir it well and lower the flame. We are going to reduce the milk. The better option to reduce the milk is lowering the flame and stirring it occasionally. If you keep it on low flame, it will take a little long time to get reduced, but it is very efficient. Let us add the required amount of sugar. I am going to add a quarter cup of sugar. You can adjust the sugar according to your taste. Here you can see that the milk has reduced to half of its quantity. At this stage, add the juice of half a lemon. Stir this continuously, the curds will get separated. Don't use more lemon, half a lemon is very sufficient. Let it take time and get reduced. For the flavor, let us add a quarter teaspoon of cardamom powder. You can also add few chopped nuts. I am adding badam, pista and cashew nuts. Here it has completely reduced. At this stage you can add a spoon of ghee. This halwa will not stick to the pan, so ghee is just for the flavor. Once the moisture is gone, you can switch off the flame. So here the milk halwa is ready. Once you let it cool down, it will become little more thick. You can top this with few strands of saffron and few chopped nuts. Here our milk halwa is ready. Thank you for watching. We'll join you in another interesting recipe and don't forget to subscribe our channel.